Right, hello, wisdom, and how are we today? And welcome, it is Saturday. Yes, good morning, good evening, good afternoon to you. It's Saturday morning right now. A lot's been happening in the world of politics as well, with Omicron variant that has come around and is affecting the global economy and the local economy as well. You know, the thing is, like, how will Omicron in the future basically get us to have herd immunity to the the coronavirus? I'm listening to Sky News and Fox News as well with the epidemiologists, and basically think about it like this. You know, I'm a musician, right? I'm an entrepreneur, and basically all I can do is just keep on, all you can do basically in the times of the COVID era and the COVID years, guys, is just keep on plotting away and what you're doing. I mean, it's quite possible that, if you're fully vaccinated against, oh shit, that was a mosquito. Fucking hell. Fuck's sakes. Jesus Christ, I hate that when that happens. Sorry guys, I got a mosquito in here. Fucking hell. Bloody mosquito. Oh yeah, so anyway, I was saying about Omicron, right? You got to think of it like this: if we can get a population that's, even Joe Biden's saying this in the United States. If we get a population that's fully vaccinated, and then, if you're going to get your booster shot, which is highly recommended because I've got to get my booster shot, it's quite possible that we'll have herd immunity to the coronavirus and this should just be like another flu. I mean, pandemics, the Spanish flu I think just lasted 3 years and then people had herd immunity, it died out. The one before that, the Black Plague, the Black Death as well, was very bad. Very bad. I think that was going on, how many years did that last before the plague actually, still died out? I mean, there are known cases of Black Plague today with people, but we just have antibiotics to treat it, and we can just treat it quickly. But you got to think like Dr. Fauci. He's a legend of a medical doctor. I mean, he's done so much good. He was trying to get a vaccine for the HIV, AIDS as well. But yet, we have medications for HIV, AIDS. That's a miracle. Dr. Fauci's a legend. So that's what's been going on, in the world today of Omicron variant. I mean, vaccine mandates Joe Biden's brought in, that's a bit harsh, I think. Some healthcare workers are getting fired, some police officers are getting fired. Apparently people are moving to Florida, as from what I heard. But yes, the vaccine mandates are a bit true. Also, too, in Sydney, New South Wales, we've become a bit of a police state as well. I'm just hoping Dominic Perrottet, as I hope I've got his name right, because I was saying Daniel Perrottet. God, I was getting his name mixed up between Daniel Perrottet and Dominic Perrottet. Let me see if I've got it. Yes, correct. Dominic Perrottet. So my apologies for Daniel. I was wrong. It's Dominic. I will correct that. Yeah, so I mean, we can't keep going lockdown forever, because it's going to disrupt trade between China and the world, I mean, Melbourne's one of the most locked down cities in the world, guys. You got to understand, and it really does get frustrating, going into a lockdown all the time as well. But yeah, that's what life is, guys. We just have to live with this, and yeah, just have to move on. I got up, I got up this morning, did my meditation before I did this show on wisdom. Did my third eye meditations. I was working on my third eye, and it's always good to open up and have an open mind. If you can. Listen to two sides of the story with world politics as well, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, you're a Liberal voter, Labour voter, I'm a Liberal voter. It's nice to know what's going on in the Labour government as well, in the left, so you get to see the two sides of the story. Also, you got to think, there's so many new news articles out there. You got to pick the right news articles that relate to you. And yeah, listening to your epidemiologist as well, guys, is great advice, as, we have to live through these troubling times of Omicron. So I guess, we only have a certain amount of time in our life. I think what's the lifespan we can live is, 80, 100? I mean, last year in the pandemic, there was a woman who was 113, tested positive to coronavirus. I think she isolated for 3 weeks, and she survived it. She lived through the Spanish flu. That's incredible. This is when the pandemic was first came about in March and was affecting the elderly people. Now, I was watching a show on Disney Plus 2 nights ago, and it just saw what COVID-19 done, and actually there was a video of a man actually dying from it, and you could see in New York City all the morgue and the whole hospital, the nurses, doctors, which are 12-hour days dealing with COVID-19. Man, that's sad. That sucks. I mean, we were quite lucky in Australia. I mean, our cases were nothing compared to Europe and the United States, but still, there is Omicron variants hanging around. But what can we do? This is a worldwide pandemic, and we never expected it to happen. I never did. I didn't know what the fuck was going on in 2020. I was like, what the hell is going on? But I do truly feel that we can look back and, we learned something from the COVID-19 or coronavirus, same thing, pandemic, and basically how we can live a bit more cleaner in our lives too. And that's all. Yeah, that's all it is, But, just, you gotta keep, plodding away and enjoying what you're doing, But, yeah, the other thing too, guys, if you want ad-free episodes of the Stephen Shields radio show, right, all you need to do is it's only $1 a month, through Spotify. You can sponsor the show yourself if you don't want advertising in your podcasts as well. This helps support me during my content creation. I put a lot of time, effort, and energy into what I do because I have a passion for podcasting. And I stand by what I believe in, and what I do is I only want to do the best that I can do as a content creator. Okay. I typically believe that, if you'd like to sponsor the show as well, it really helps support me with ad-free episodes too. And this does help me. And also too, if you can share any of your favorite episodes on your social media channel, this helps me basically, get my name out there to other people. But so that's what it is. And also too, Spotify, guys, is video casting now, which is awesome. I've been able to video cast on Spotify. And the reason, and that's a good thing, because I can basically have my podcast in video and audio format at the same time. So if you're on Spotify and you'd like to sponsor the Stephen Shields radio show, this would be awesome. And to tell people about what I'm doing as well, and share any of your favorite moments as well. And I'm always open to any feedback that you have too. So a lot's changed, compared to when we were living, 3-4 years ago now. Everything's changed. I saw, you look back on the death of George Floyd too, and I was watching this show on Disney Plus. You look back to George Floyd's death, and I just felt depressed, and no one knew what was going on. Like, no one expected this stuff to happen. But I guess all we can do is just move on, and live your life to the best that you can live, with honesty, integrity, and loyalty, guys. That's honesty, integrity, and loyalty. The thing is with there's so much stuff out there. I mean, COVID-19 is spreading. It's spreading to, the northern Australia as well, Northern Territory. And, this virus spreads so quick, and it kills. It is dangerous. Now, we don't know what Omicron's going to do. You know, you look at our inflation that we have right now. Okay. Think of it like, inflation, things are going up every year. Climate change is possible. Okay. Look at it like this. I mean, the Clinton, like Bill Clinton, Al Gore were always big on climate change as well. I think climate change is happening very slowly. I mean, look at Antarctica as well. Like during the world, like why are people cutting down all these trees just to build houses that are so fucking close to each other, right? You virtually don't have any privacy anymore. I guess China, has a lot of money. We owe a lot of money to China. They have money and power. They can buy up whatever fucking land they want in Australia. Okay. Build whatever they want. Because of all the debt our government owes, the thing is, we got a lot of debt in this country. From the JobKeeper payments, JobSeeker, that was on borrowed money from the government giving that to you, you know that. This is going to take we will probably never ever pay that money back to the banks. It's like if you want to do business with China, you have to be politically correct with China. Okay, you can't say certain things that might upset them or upset their government, then they'll be like, we don't want to do business with you. I guess if you watch South Park, the Integrity special, Randy Marsh goes to China. I've got to finish watching that actually. That scene. That was the new season that came around, actually. Yeah, and Randy Marsh tried to sneak marijuana into China. Oh my god! I think the point is, South Park's got a bit of truth to what they're saying. Like Stan Marsh is writing like this little play, and there's this Chinese, I think he's a politician or something. And he's like editing out all the words. But that's what we're facing with China now. Is you can't say certain things about their government, or they won't let you in. I know this is a fact with some music bands too. Like if there's certain lyrical things that go against what just say South Korea, you wouldn't want to tour North Korea. Fuck that. I wouldn't go. Or China, for instance, they can say no. We're not going to let you play here. Because of your lyrical content, and that's true. Like, I think it was like that in Russia at one point. When Metallica did that whole concert on that huge fucking airfield in Russia. It's on YouTube. You can. This is. I think this is in the 90s. This is before I was born, when the Black Album came out. Wow, man, and like. It goes to show, like, Russia was a communist country at one point, but you look at North Korea, they are communist. By the, Kim Jong-un, it's a communist country in North Korea. You can't say certain things against Kim Jong-un, it's pretty much what Russia was, Second World War with Stalin in power. There's no freedom, I feel too, in Australia a bit, we don't have freedom of speech. I mean, I know it's like this in the United States. In some parts, it's all become politically correctness. You can't say certain things or you'll offend someone, and then they want to go and sue you for offending them. But I don't know how you can do that. But that's just what we become. You could be going to a university that's a Labor, on the left side in Australia, and they push the Labor views, or you go to a university that's on the right that has a Liberal views and it's conservative, or you might have a lecturer who's a Labor who's on the left, and then you might disagree politically. I guess universities have been like that for years. They do influence politically as well. But, it's, I know in Australia we have a government on the right, the Liberal government, that's very focused on business. Now, we got a federal election coming up in 2022, right? You get all talks on the media that, what if Anthony Albanese is going to be Prime Minister? Will that make a difference with the Labor? Or if Scott Morrison stays Prime Minister? I feel the last, elections we've had, people were, they didn't know who they wanted to vote for. I mean, there's been corruption in the Labor government as well, not just the Liberal government. There's been dodgy MPs in the Labor as well. Are people looking more at the independent parties now, by the sounds of it? The Greens, I feel they're not doing anything. I don't know what they're doing there. They want to go on about trees and all that, by the sounds of it. But I don't even know what the Greens do. Now, so anyway, going back to what I'm saying about finding who you're going to vote for, I feel people are more curious about the independence parties in Australia. You might have an independent in the United States or wherever you are in the world, because maybe the independents have a different view compared to the Labor and the Liberal government. And who knows? Now, in Australia, you have a right to vote for who you want to vote for, of course. And so you should. Because I find, you got to read two sides to the story as well. There is two sides to everything, both on the left and the right. Like, the firing of Chris Cuomo from CNN, right? Now, if you're doing certain corruptible behaviour, then yes, you should be fired from your job. Doesn't matter if it's CNN, NBC, Fox, ABC, 9 News, Channel 10, SBS. If you're doing some dodgy shit like that, it doesn't matter if you're on the left or the right. Yeah, of course you deserve to be terminated from your job. I mean, Gladys Berejiklian, I think she's going to run for Warringah next year in the election. Now, she is under investigation from ICAC. I think this is going on for 3 years or something. Now, ICAC can investigate you without you knowing about them. They'll tap your phone. You know, if they suspect you're doing something corrupt politically with taxpayers' money, they'll investigate you. Now, you got to understand this, guys. Just because you're under investigation from ICAC, okay? Alright. If they have evidence against you to prove what you've done, there's obviously a reason they've investigated you. Okay? Now, Gladys Berejiklian, she won't go to jail for being under investigation. She hasn't committed a crime. So the media has put a lot of shit on Gladys Berejiklian, who's ridiculed her. Okay, yes, there was some stuff I wasn't happy about Gladys Berejiklian. She stuffed up the lockdown, the second lockdown. She copped a lot of shit from the media. Okay? Now, she's not the only Premier of New South Wales to have done something, I'd say, dodgy. Alright? When you get the media, certain media journalists who just talk shit, who twist the fucking words around from our politicians and our world leaders, who have their fingers up their asses, okay, and then go and publish fake news and drive people crazy, that's just disgusting. I'm sorry. That is just plain disgusting. When you read any news article, you got to get it from a valid news resource, guys. Sky News, ABC, the Sydney Morning Herald, the Telegraph, Daily Telegraph, Fox News. These are valid news articles with proper journalism. Not fake news. Not some Dick and Harry writing shit on the internet. Slandering our premiers and our politicians. Doesn't matter if it's the Labor or Liberal. It's not an easy job to be the Premier of New South Wales, okay? Dominic Perrottet's taken over. And sometimes we need a change with our leaders. Okay? I'm sick and tired of people ridiculing Gladys, because she has done good for us. Alright? I'm fed up with it. These anti-trolling laws that the Scott Morrison government's going to bring in, I hope will work. I hope will give a kick up the arse to Facebook and Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat to pull their fucking heads in. Because the government should be cracking down on social media companies putting this fake news up, telling lies, okay? Facebook now has taken, they want to ban you if you put anti-vax posts up, or if you don't agree with Facebook politically. Now, Mark Zuckerberg, I do not care a shit about Mark Zuckerberg. I hate the stuff he has done. Because Facebook know more about you than your family do. There's no privacy with tech companies, and this is why the Scott Morrison government in Australia is cracking down on them. And so he should. Now, every country's, alright, has different laws with social media, wherever you are. And if you are listening and you'd like to share about, your experience with tech companies, you're most certainly welcome to. But this is what's going on in Australia. Fake news. Dodgy journalists ridiculing our Prime Minister, our former Premier Gladys Berejiklian. Okay, if you don't like Gladys Berejiklian, that's fine. But don't go and, slander her. It's not an easy job. It's not an easy job to be Daniel Andrews or Anastasia Palaszczuk, the Queensland Premier. If you're going to be a journalist, don't be asking stupid questions to politicians, and that's what's going on. They did this to Donald Trump last year. He would have put up with a lot of shit from the media. I mean, I'm not a big Donald Trump supporter. I would have rather John McCain been the president of the United States. This is what they do. Dr. Fauci as well was given health advice with evidence backed up with science. Good on Dr. Fauci. He's one of the best. He's worked with Clinton, George Bush, Obama. He's a legend. And still the media, CNN, NBC, Fox, whatever, twisting the words around when you have these infectious disease experts telling you simple and straight up forward, this is what we're going through. Now, herd immunity I think, will be the answer in the future for Omicron. Okay? All you can do is go and get yourself vaccinated, fully vaccinated like I am. Get your booster shot because that's what Joe Biden's advising. Get your booster and stay safe during these coronavirus times. It has definitely had an effect on the world economy. Like, businesses are struggling. I get it. It's affected trade. It's affected, travel as well. When travel will go back to normal, I don't know. I don't know, okay? I miss traveling. Okay. And you got to think of the good. We're getting kids vaccinated now. And keeping us Australians safe. And staying safe as well. So, I'd like to know anyone out there in the audience today listening who's inspired by this podcast. I'd like to get your thoughts on what's going on where you are in the world and how you're coping with mental health in particular, because I really am fed up of news media's just ridiculing our politicians and you know, it's not good. It is not fair. You know? Think about it like this. Just want to do the best that I can do. Okay? Like, as I was saying about inflation, right, guys? Look at electricity now. It's expensive. Why so expensive electricity? You know, and someone working on minimum wage, $7.50 an hour in the United States, probably about $20 an hour in Australia. How are you going to afford rent on minimum wage? You can't. You either have to shack up with someone, or if you're married, two people share, divide the rent in half. Okay. You got to think about. You got to eat as well, because you can't go hungry. You got to drink water. And I don't know. I'm fed up with rising house prices, especially in Australia. Like, there must be a demand for accommodation lately, because it's just a fucking rip-off. I'm sure it's like that wherever you are, but it's just not fair. It just ain't fair. You got to think. Corporations taking over the world, right? People are getting fed up of checking in all the time, signing in their personal details. Entrepreneurs like myself start, struggling as well. I mean, us entrepreneurs and content creators, it takes courage, it takes balls, it takes dedication to be an entrepreneur during these financial times that we are living in. Okay? Being an entrepreneur, I mean, like I said with Henry Ford in the living in the Great Depression, it takes a lot of guts to do this stuff. It's not easy. It's rough. I've been told the first Don't expect an income for the first 5 to 6 years, at least. You know, and this is, when you have a passion for what you're doing. Guys, also too, I've got Patreon page as well, so if you'd like to send your donations to me to help support my work, help, this helps upgrade equipment for the podcast. With my Patreon, you get some one-to-one time with me. If you're a musician and you want to know more about music, I'll be, giving some lessons on Patreon as well. Two, I've got a Redbubble store. I've got merchandise for the Stephen Shields radio show, so if you'd like to support my work with merchandise as well, definitely that will help. And if you're looking for keyword research on YouTube, Morningfame is wonderful for small YouTubers starting out. It's really helped my channel grow. If you want to get to the first 1,000 subscribers, and get that monetization on YouTube, yes, Morningfame will help you grow your channel. Definitely. But if you'd like to purchase my music on Bandcamp as well, this will help me, grow my work too, my portfolio. I've put a lot of time and effort into composition, and links will be in the description when this podcast goes live on Friday at 6 p.m. Sydney, Australia time. Okay. But no, these are challenges us entrepreneurs face, right? Because we, you got to think, well, what's the problem that I'm solving for you? Whose problem am I solving? What am I doing that is different? Okay. What am I doing that is going to make a change in the world? And this is an awesome app as well on Wisdom, because I like Wisdom, and I like the entrepreneurship behind Wisdom as well. This is fantastic. It's more one-to-one. It feels like I'm doing a radio show, and it suits my style of podcasting. I've tried quite a few different audio apps too. The Spotify Green Room, there's Clubhouse, what else? Discord. Well, I'm not really on Discord much. It's more of a chat thing. Okay. But, it's all about finding where your audience is, guys. And, I've been told the word consistency, right? And what does consistency mean to you? I guess life is all about being consistent. And how has consistency helped you grow as a person? Think about it. How has consistency helped you grow? Spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally. When people are telling you, no, it's not going to work, no, 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 yes, no, 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 yes, no, 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 yes. You're dealing with those millions of no's and then yes. Oh, the figure of speech, 1,000 no's and a yes. As an entrepreneur, I went into this business knowing that this was going to happen. I was going to put up with a lot of rejection at Shields Productions, being a music company, because what I do is different. In the moment, I'm looking for an agent to represent me. I'm looking at doing in the future some extras work for some films too. Getting my work in movies. If you go to my YouTube channel, Shields Productions, and if you subscribe, you get new videos every Friday at 6 p.m. Sydney, Australia time. Okay. And if there's any of your favourite videos that you like, you're most welcome to share them on your social media too. That way more people can, listen to my work and be inspired to be a content creator. And write music for film and talk about music on YouTube, because that's where my YouTube channel is. It's just all music. I do this podcast because I like to talk about a lot of topics, and if you want more music content, yeah, definitely go to Shields Productions, because I definitely talk about what's going on in the music industry as well. And let her know there is politics in the music industry. There is definitely politics in the music industry, especially in today's world. I suppose you look at you get these oil rigs in the middle of the ocean. Now, oil is business. There is profit in oil. A lot of these huge mining corporations are getting profit. Now, I was watching a show called Mars on Disney Plus, right? Now, it was talking about these protesters who tried to climb on top of an oil rig. They got sprayed with water, and like these special forces arrested them. Now, that's just stupid. Protesting on top of an oil rig, that is a federal offence, you know that. To do that, why would you do that? That's just stupid. You're trying to climb an oil rig in the middle of the ocean. You're being told you're invading their property. Special forces soldiers, arrest them. They can face jail time for 10 years for that. There's a law for that. I don't know what it is. I'm not a lawyer. But if you watch Mars, it goes to show about talking about astronauts flying to Mars. Apparently it takes a year to fly to Mars. But then, yeah, the easy part is getting to Mars. The hardest part is getting them home, because you got to be on a space station for at least a year. And there's experiments done with astronauts too. I mean, there's politics in everything. In space travel, guys. In Mars as well. I mean, hopefully one day we could send astronauts to Mars. And, find out how traveling to space for a long period of time will affect, the human body. So, I guess big space companies, I think, are going to fund space. It won't be with taxpayers' money anymore. NASA was funded with taxpayers' money. Richard Branson, I mean, he didn't fly directly in space. He only, floated for how many seconds? 10 seconds or so. That's not space. I don't know. Space, mining has become big business now. Very big business. Very big business. you know, and you look at it like, who's right at the end of the day? Do we have it? Do we need it? Do we need to really go to space, or are millionaires just doing it to, gain a financial profit out of it? I'll let you decide that as well. So I'm sitting here right now, guys, and, I'm just looking outside my window. We've had a lot of rain this week and shit like that. I might have to go hiking on Monday. I think the weather's going to be warmer on Monday. Hope so, because I'll tell you something funny. Yesterday, I tried to put my washing out in the line, and it was sunny. And then it starts fucking raining, and I was pissed, because, I want to put my washing out, and I can't because it's raining. Then my clothes get wet, and then you have to put them in the dryer again. Jesus Christ, that pisses me off when that happens. I try to do me washing, because I get a week behind on me washing my clothes, and then it just rains. Ugh. Man, that sucks. I guess climate change is real. Put all that hard work and effort, and then it rains. Oh my god. Oh well. No, but whenever you hear about oil rigs, it's quite possible they are polluting the ocean too. You got to understand, CEOs of these mining corporations are profiting huge from drilling oil rigs in the middle of the ocean somewhere, I don't know, in the Antarctic or near Alaska. But it's not good. Not good at all. Not good. No, but I hope you're enjoying the Stephen Shields radio show so far, and you've been inspired by my work and what I do. I tend to want to share my views, and certain things do drive me crazy at the same time. I want to know, if there's anyone who's listening to today's podcast recordings, and if you'd like to get on stage on the Stephen Shields radio show, this would be wonderful for you, and a wonderful opportunity for you to share, any, of your views on our current situation, climate change as well, and what you think our world leaders could do better in business, our banks can do better in business. Let's talk about the banks in Australia. The banks at one stage were lending more money than people can borrow, and the government has, cracked down on that, because the banks wanted you to pay off your house for 25, 30 years of your life. And then the government said, hey, people have a right to pay off their house as fucking quick as they want. Now, two people, in Australia, I don't know, in the US as well, wherever you are, working a full-time job, barely can afford a mortgage these days. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. A small house in fucking Stanmore, you're looking about $2 million. And there's no land. I'm not paying $2 million just for a small house? No. This is our rising house prices too. This is the world we live in right now, I guess. But, I see, who knows? Will things improve in the future? I don't know. There must be a supply and demand for accommodation now. There must be a supply and demand for accommodation. I was doing my meditation this morning and, working on my third eye chakra. And I've just had to learn to just let go of this stuff, I do this podcast because I want to speak my mind and speak my truth and live my purpose in my life. I just had to open up my third eye intuition and just let go, guys, because this app Wisdom is amazing, and I'm really thankful for Wisdom right now. This is awesome. This is a blessing, this app. Whether it's me talking on the stage right now to you and you're feeling inspired, or me mentoring someone, that's what I like. I like that, I could share my purpose with you, because that's what the Stephen Shields radio show is all about. Sharing my life's purpose, sharing my, political opinions with you about what is going on in this world, in this current financial crisis we are in. This coronavirus pandemic's hit harder more than the global financial crisis back in 2008. 2008, yeah, we had a lot of businesses closed, but we didn't have lockdowns like we did. Lockdowns have costed businesses millions of dollars. And it's very hard to get that back. If you're a gym owner, you are fucked. If you're a salon owner, hairdresser, nightclub owner, you are fucked financially. It's the same thing too in Australia. The 2 month lockdown has costed businesses millions of dollars, especially small businesses. They've been hit the hardest. Really, they've been hit the hardest. You know that. But, I just think it's all about just taking one day at a time, I've just had to learn to be patient with my life and, finding my own intuition, finding my own purpose during whatever political problems we are having, spiritual problems in the world. Crazy, isn't it? Yeah. Crazy. But, as I wrap up this room, and I'm about to close the room, I'd like to thank everyone who either dropped by or who was just listening in. Don't forget to subscribe to the Stephen Shields radio show every Friday at 6 p.m. Spotify. I've got video cast on Spotify, so I've got the video interviews as well. Also, too, if you'd like to sponsor the Stephen Shields radio show, you can do that through Anchor. It only costs you $1 a month. You get ad-free episodes, too. This helps support the podcast and basically, yeah, it keeps me going. I'd like to thank everyone for listening as well. Don't forget, if you want, keyword research on YouTube, okay, and you want to, grow your channel, and you want to get your first 1,000 subscribers, Morningfame will help you grow your channel as well. So that's perfect for a small channel starting out. It's really taught me search engine optimization as well. Keep meditating, guys. Keep spiritually healthy. Keep going as well. Keep creating that amazing content. Wisdom's awesome, guys. I love podcasting on this app too. And I just want to say thank you for listening in. If anyone wants to talk on stage, you're most welcome to before I close the room. If not, I wish you a good afternoon, good evening, good night to you. I'm Stephen Shields on the Stephen Shields Radio Show. Bye for now.